From WATE 6 on your side, a special presentation. East Tennessee's Hidden History, honoring Black history.
Good evening and welcome to East Tennessee's Hidden History. I'm Tirsa Smith. Tonight we're going to take a look at some of the dynamic contributions of African Americans right here in East Tennessee and beyond. We have a lot to bring you. We start first with a local school, Austin East Magnet School. It once wasn't Austin East Magnet. It was two schools that were merged into one, and this all came at the height of segregation. Tonight we take a look at some of the alumni who were there when these two schools came together. Elizabeth Kubel has their story.
The dancing and music, the smiles and fun. It surely feels like homecoming at Austin East Magnet High School.
I am having a ball. I am having a ball. I have seen so many people I hadn't seen in a while.
But this homecoming, seeping with history, a celebration of a major milestone. 50 years ago, in 1968, the predominantly African-American Austin High School merged with predominantly white East High.
It was very monumental because that was a time of integration, desegregation.
A move these 1970 Austin East graduates remember well.
Some of it might have been fear. We didn't know what to expect, you know. We didn't come with an attitude that we're fighting or anything like that. We just didn't know what to expect at all.
At first there was a little concern. People were changing schools, and there had always been competition between the schools, but after a few months, I think that all that went away, and we gelled very good together, and, you know, we just became a great class.
And now, 5 decades later, a school with students of different races and nationalities, these alumni feeling proud.
I'm glad that I'm a road runner. I mean, it's good to come back and see that the school is still progressing.
The parade we had today was just marvelous. The young people that came after us seem to have picked it up and really showing their school spirit.
To look now, it makes me smile to look out at all the kids. And I saw one guy with a class said, class of 2019. You know, it makes me feel good that kids are still here and keeping the traditions going.
This year, Knoxville's first African-American female firefighter is finally retiring. After 30 years with the Knoxville Fire Department, she's embarking on a new chapter in life. Over the last 3 decades, Captain Jaquetta Brooks served our city in different firefighting roles, starting out at Station Number 5 in Mechanicsville, then public education, rounding out her career at Fire Station Number 10 in South Knoxville. Brooks was one of the first 4 women hired by KFD in 1988, and the only one of those original 4 to have stayed for her full career. Brooks is going to stay busy in retirement. She hopes to do some traveling and spend lots of time with her 8 grandkids. During her goodbye celebration, she spread a message of perseverance and faith.
Some opened their arms and welcomed us, and some didn't. So it seems like we women have broken that barrier, and now we're being accepted as they come on, which is a good feeling. If you feel there's something you want to do, just step out with God and let Him continue to guide you and direct you.
Before Captain Brooks could make history, there was a brave group of men who decided to integrate the Knoxville Fire Department. One of those men, in his 90s, tells his story of joining the department during segregation and how times changed. Whitney Good has his story.
All right, I'm right there in the center.
91-year-old Luther Bradley is looking back.
And this one right here is a picture that was taken in front of the fire station.
On decades of service as a Knoxville firefighter.
I was looking for some type of employment where I could take care of my family, of course.
Hired in 1952, Bradley had a wife and small children. His previous job as a brick mason forcing him to travel too much.
She wanted me to come home and help raise those kids. So I came home on the weekend and read in the newspaper where they were going to be giving examination of firemen.
He took the test and passed. Here he is with the 10 others who became the first black firemen in Knoxville, making up the number 4 fire hall.
We went to work on August the 6th, 1952.
It was a step in the right direction, though at the time, their engine company was still segregated from the rest.
We were a separate identity to The rest of the fire department, about the only time we come in contact with the other firemen is at the scene of a fire.
It took until 1965 before the whole department was integrated, and over those years, Bradley shared his voice to spur change.
I remember one march I was involved in, we passed in front of headquarters, fire department headquarters, and the white firemen went out there and they saw me in the march, and they made a big to-do about it, and made certain statements like that I shouldn't be there, or I should be fired, or whatever.
Bradley's career thrived, however.
That's one of my first pictures as a captain.
Promoted several times to a final rank of deputy chief by the time he retired at the end of 1988.
This one is when I went into the Fire Prevention Bureau.
Looking back on his career and his start, he'll tell you,
I took the job out of the necessity. I didn't go there to try to prove any point.
But being part of positive change, even without intending it, has had a lasting impact.
60 years ago, there were no blacks in the fire department. That's significant. I think all Americans ought to be treated alike.
In Knoxville, I'm Whitney Good reporting.
Throughout his career, Luther worked very hard to recruit more African Americans to the Knoxville Fire Department. In 2017, he received the Distinguished Service Award from the Martin Luther King Commemorative Commission. Well, still to come on East Tennessee's Hidden History, as Austin East celebrates 50 years right here in our community, they're also celebrating the arts that they bring right to that area. We're going to take you inside one of their programs, the West African Drum and Dance Company. Stay with us. We'll be right back.